Welcome everyone to this new edition of GM Web3 dedicated to the MultiversX ecosystem. Like every Wednesday, we are live on X, on Twitch, on YouTube. So before we start, please like, comment, subscribe to the different channels. It helps a lot. Today I will be joined by the CEO of Hatom Protocol, and all together we'll speak about everything about Hatom, all the new features, but also all the different questions the community is wondering these last days and weeks. We'll speak about their cross-chain ambitions. So yeah, many topics to talk about, unfiltered and uncompromised, like always, on GM Web3. But first of all, let me talk to you about the partners of this show. And the first one will be eApes. I think you know eApes is one of the oldest and the biggest NFT collection on MultiversX, and they support GM Web3 for a month now. And yeah, it's part of the MultiversX story legend, we can say. I remember I minted some of them early 2021. And since then, they've been building a great and resilient and very benevolent community. And a few weeks ago, they launched a micro collection on Solana to explore a new ecosystem with more than 3,000 NFTs in partnership with Magic Eden. And so, yeah, they start their journey on this blockchain. So now they are cross-chain, and hopefully they will release their like metaverse playable island on which you can gather, you can have fun, you can be with your friends, and soon you'll be able to have your NFT in 3D like this. So it's the playable character. Your eApes will be playable on the islands that they have been building all these years. So yeah, thank you very much, eApes, for this. You can find, of course, the NFTs on the NFT marketplaces on MultiversX and on Solana. So, for example, Magic Eden. And yeah, go discover this collection and most of all this community, which is very, very cool. And the second sponsor of this show is Hatom. So I will receive the CEO of Hatom in the next few minutes. I think I don't need to say more about what is Hatom, because we'll speak about Hatom in everything during more than 1.5 hours with him. But yeah, they've been supportive for GM Web3 for a month now. Thank you very much for the whole team of Hatom. And yeah, if you guys are ready, let's receive my guest of today, Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed. How are you?
Hey, doing good. How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very good. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you this morning. We have so many topics to talk about. I'm very happy. Um, so if you agree, let's start.
Sure.
Maybe with the what I call the full update about Hatom, because you released um, three things the last days: the new USH redemption mechanism, the stablecoin staking on XPortal, and the Hatom Academy on YouTube. So if you agree, let's speak about these new features first, so we can understand why and how did you decide to release them. So first, let's speak about the USH redemption. And for those here who maybe don't know USH or even the redemption mechanism, can you explain what is the USH redemption as you thought it initially?
Understood. So let's say that USH is our overquarterized stablecoin. So like the idea behind this update is pretty simple. It is like to keep USH close to $1 in normal times and give users confidence that this $1 value is there in every market condition. So in the past, if USH stayed below $1 for a while, an emergency window could be opened. People could bring equal, perform redemptions, which practically uses the equal to buy USH from the open market. The USH is then burned, and you will earn some equal during the process. So it worked like a safety brake, but it was like heavy for day-to-day use. And in many cases, normal market making and arbitrage could have corrected small prices moves on their own without like needing a redemption. So this is how it was working in the past, or yeah, before our
Okay.
update.
So what was the limit of this first version of the USH redemption?
So there weren't like any limits. Actually, like it was like very efficient, but we felt that it was a bit heavy as a process because it wasn't like needed sometimes. Like sometimes if you gave like enough time to users to take care of reestablishing the price, they could have been able to get USH back to the $1 peg just by performing like normal market making activities or arbitrage like between the pools, and that would have like corrected the small prices movement.
Okay, so what improvement does the new version bring? You made it lighter, more flexible.
So we added like new processes that helps stabilize actually like USH without relying on redemptions. So from now on, you can redeem directly using the USH you already hold. So in addition to that, like we also added a smart fee that rises when many people redeem at once, then gradually start to decrease over time. So this changes like totally user behavior, but in a good way. If USH is slightly below $1, it often makes sense. It often like makes even like more sense actually to buy it on the market, hold it, and sell it once the price is back to normal, instead of rushing to redeem immediately. But if the price takes longer to recover, you still have the redemption option once the fee has cooled down, basically. So now, like users have two clear paths. The first one is to buy USH at a small discount and later sell it back when it returns to $1. The second one is to wait and redeem USH when it's more attractive. Either way, the users are in control and they can pick the best outcome for them, while at the same time helping keep the peg close to $1.
Okay, and how was the update perceived by the users? Is it understood? Is it widely used? Are you like glad with the impact of this update?
So yeah, actually, like it was like well received because now the peg relies more on natural like market making and arbitrage and less on forced emergency events. And that means like fewer surprises for borrowers and liquidity providers. And when redemptions are active, like minting can also be like temporarily include a small and capped fee so that the system doesn't expand supply while it's trying to rebalance basically like the price of USH. And when markets are calm, minting returns to normal. So yeah, like the process has started to get or like has started to be used by different users, and for us, like we're quite like satisfied with the results up to now because it's just mean like more stability for USH, and that is what we were like aiming for.
Okay, thank you very much for this explanation. Very clear. Let's speak about your partnership with XPortal. I think it's this one. I will share my screen now so we can understand what is it about. Yes, I think it's this one. So in this post, XPortal announced the feature that enable users to stake their USDC tokens
Yeah.
directly on XPortal through Hatom. So it's it's a big milestone because now you have access to 2.5 million users. They say 2.5 million users, so it's a great pool of users. But joke
Yeah.
aside, so can you tell us? My first question when I heard about this is why now and why not before? I mean, it was possible, it is possible to stake your USDC by using the browser on XPortal. So it was
Yeah.
already available to access the DApp, the Hatom DApp through the browser of XPortal. But now it's, we can say, native to the to the to the wallet, so it's way more easier. So yeah,
More
you've been
accessible.
proposing the USDC staking, of course, for years now. So why did it took so long to integrate in the core wallet of MultiversX? What was I don't know, like the challenge? Was it technical? Was it business partnership? So yeah.
Well, let's say that starting from how it started,
Yeah.
uh, like the idea came originally from Arno and Robert. So they pitched it to me.
Shout
I
out
found it
to
actually.
Arno and Robert.
I'm sorry.
No, I meant like shoot out to them. By the way,
Yeah,
we love them on GM.
indeed. Like that was a great initiative. Like once it was like presented to me, I also like found it really good, and I gave them like the green light. So after that, they contacted Sergio Biris. So like
The
the person who
CEO
leads.
of XPortal, yes.
Exactly, yeah, like the person who leads XPortal. And after a couple of working sessions, so both our teams aligned on UX and routine technical aspect too. And we shipped it basically. So it was a matter of coming up like with the idea, pitching it, making sure that both teams are aligned, taking care of the technical aspects. And yeah, now it's live with RubGSDC as the first market actually.
Yeah. So, will it be possible to stake other coins later?
Well, for sure, other coins, but also other strategies too. And like the beauty of it is that it runs fully on chain, so value flows cleanly for all sides. Like XPortal gets to offer its users a simple passive income product in USDC for now, and maybe like other assets afterward, and they can even earn revenue from it. And Hatom on the other side gets exposure to new users, and TVL grows. So more TVL means deeper market, better rates for suppliers and borrowers, and more revenue for the protocol, which in turn means more buybacks for HCM holders. Like we're already seeing traction after like just 1 week. The integration brought in about 85k dollars in USDC to Hatom, which is around approximately like 3% of our overall USDC market size. I would say that it's a great first step. You see, like with XPortal, and we're excited to add more Hatom markets inside the app next.
Mhm. Yeah, this integration in a wallet is, in my opinion, very interesting. Will we see in the near future the like complete integration of the Hatom protocol on XPortal? So, for example, it will be possible to liquid stake on XPortal through Hatom. It will be possible to lend, to borrow, to stake other assets. So, is it the near future vision to end? Today on XPortal, maybe tomorrow in another wallet. So is it the vision to be integrated into wallet, which is the first door, the wallet, it's the first door to Web3 for users. Yeah, so is it the vision or it's just
Well, indeed, let's say that this is one chapter of our growth plan, basically, to make sure that our product and our services are more accessible to users, especially like in our ecosystem. So the first initiatives was they use this like money market integration, but what we want to do is to expand and add like more money markets, include like liquid staking too, and work on including some, I would say, like intermediary strategies too that will allow users to have access to some good yields and yeah, to use our products at the same time.
Okay, okay. Very cool. I think it's okay for me about this. Of course, feel free if you have anything to add, or if you want to mention something I forgot about. I want to go straight away on what users wants to know, and so on. But feel free if you want to add anything. If not, I continue my list of questions.
No, sure, please go on. I think like we covered like pretty much
Yeah.
everything in regards you see like to this integration. But most importantly, you see like it was an initiative from our side, and yeah, like we found like a very cooperative XPortal team that went along with the idea, really liked it. This is how it came to life.
Yeah, this is important to mention this definitely. And as I think I can see the the neobanks. You have the bank account, and so on, and you have more and more DeFi features on them. So you have, for example, Morpho that provides DeFi services to Coinbase Wallet and so on. So this is not something new. This is something completely natural, and I think it was completely relevant for XPortal, the core wallet of MultiversX, and Hatom protocol, which just brought DeFi to MultiversX 2 or 3 years ago to make this partnership. So it's very interesting, indeed, and it was natural actually to make this partnership. Let's continue with the Hatom Academy. I think
Sure.
it's a very cool initiative. Let me find the channel so I can display it live. We'll see the face of our bro Arno, but not only, because there is also another guy. You will tell us who is he. I'm sorry, I don't know him, so I hope he will not be offended. So yeah, this is the Hatom Academy. So it's a very new YouTube channel you launched, on which you provided 12 videos of basics and typical topics about DeFi and Atom protocol. So you can see how to earn passive income. You can see how to supply collateral. You can just know how to liquid stake. So it's very, very short videos. As you can see, it's between 1 and 2 minutes, on which you have very clear explanations of DeFi and how Atom protocol is working. So first of all, it's a very good idea. Where the idea came from?
So this is something that we wanted to do, you see, like at the beginning originally, and lately, like the idea was revived by Arno, and yeah, we thought that it's like the right time to take care of it, actually, because we believe that most people in Web3 don't feel comfortable with DeFi yet, and only about a third do. So we want to change that, because DeFi can be a real tool for building like passive income. And Hatom Academy aims to make DeFi easier to learn. So instead of throwing everything at once, it starts with a beginner track, which contains like short videos with simple, safe strategies. And later we will add like intermediate and advanced track too. I would say that a good starter for users is like who are not familiar with DeFi would be just like to lend some stable coins on Hatom, because if you only supply, there's no liquidation risk. And we already had people like watch the videos and feel confident enough to try their first position. Yeah, what I could add is that it's not about like using everything at once. It's more about, you see, like learning step by step, gaining confidence and growing from there. Like DeFi should really feel like a tool you can hold, and not really like a maze. You see, like you are fearing. That's what like Hatom Academy is about,
Reminds
like
me,
to make like DeFi simpler.
when Arno did the DeFi column on GM Web3. So he came here live every Wednesday, and for like 5-10 minutes, he explained some strategies. like more or less easy ones. Sometimes it was more complex and so on. So
Yeah.
now you can find these strategies live on YouTube at any time. So it's yeah, it's interesting. My question, of course, will be about the format. Like in general, the academy thing for DeFi or centralized exchange and so on, or a written academy. So you can find a website with different definitions and so on. So it can be very interesting in
Yeah.
terms of SEO and so on. And you decided to choose this video format. So will there be a written one later, maybe to provide some information, maybe more referenced on Google, because this is why most of them are doing this, and to provide some interesting information? Or will it be just about this YouTube channel?
So what we wanted to do is really like to focus on this Hatom Academy like in a video format, because most users, I would say, like prefer to have a sort of direct contact, to see like people performing like actions that they could like reproduce, to start like learning how to perform them. But at the same time, I think that we already had a sort of guide, like a written one on our doc section, where we explain like image by image and using text how to perform like all the basic interactions in the lending protocol. So that could be like something that we could like expand actually like in the future. Yeah,
my,
also
my,
like
my
strategy.
question is more about, for example, Binance Academy. Okay, so it's the typical academy that we know, and it provided millions of users to Binance, because
Yeah.
just by searching what is Bitcoin or what is a blockchain, just general questions, you fall on Binance Academy, and so you get to know Binance by the academy. And after, it's a very interesting funnel to acquire users. So that's the like marketing acquisition question.
Yeah. So for us, I would say that as a first step, or right now, I would say like the focus would be like more on those short videos. But afterward, like we could expand the Hatom Academy. Like the goal is to grow it, you see, like in the long term too. And maybe like we will pivot to a written format also.
Okay. Okay. By the way, shoot out to Arno, and maybe we can introduce the other guy. Who is he? Because I don't know
Yeah.
him, and he deserves to be mentioned.
So he's like Andre, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been like very active among the MultiversX community, like during like the past years. He's part of the BD team, but also like taking care of the
Oh, it's
product.
Andre. Andre.
Yeah.
Good. I because you know what, he has a he has an NFT or
Yeah.
something on X, so I didn't know his face. Okay, so it's him. I of course I know him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like we've been like doxing a lot of people recently.
okay, very cool, very cool. Yeah, and yeah, shout out to them. It's not an easy task to launch these videos. They are not like professional podcasters, but yeah, the result is pretty good. So congratulations to them to produce these videos. I think we are good with the Hatom Academy. So let's go to the ambitions of Hatom in a pretty long post. A few
Yeah.
it was month ago, maybe a month ago. Um, you mentioned the cross-chain ambition. So Hatom's presence on MultiversX has been a success since the beginning,
Yeah.
but many now see that it has having reached like a ceiling. And you in a post, as I was mentioning, you announced some ambitions to go cross chain. I remember in this post you mentioned Monad, Megaeth, but it was not like a full list. It was just examples of ecosystem that you were exploring. So my first question: do you consider MultiversX journey as like a proof of concept for the whole Hatom stack, so lending, borrowing protocol, liquid staking, the USH stablecoin, because it is the stack as I decided to call it, before expanding elsewhere. Yeah, so I'll let you answer.
Well, yeah, like I won't say that this was our intention. Like our goal was to provide, you see, like MultiversX with its most like crucial DeFi components. And like since day one, we've backed this ecosystem and supported it with product that's helped put hundreds of millions in liquidity to work, generating yields for users instead of sitting idle or getting sold on the market. We've been actively working on initiatives to grow Hatom's user base and to attract new liquidity. And one of those initiatives is by expanding to other chains. I would say that over the past 3.5 years, we've built the first lending protocol and liquid staking solutions for MultiversX. We launched the booster module to give more utility to our token. We built a bridge between BitTransfer and MultiversX, along with a liquid staking solution for it. We released the booster V2. And finally, we launched USH, our native stablecoin, which was like composed of 3 core modules, and which gave like at the same time MultiversX its first true native stable asset. So lately, we've been focused heavily on our cross-chain expansion because we see it one of the biggest and direct levers for growth. Because once Hatom is live on new chains, we will unlock new liquidity, onboard new users, drive more revenue, and also like expand the utility of HCM across ecosystems. So we've been in talks with 4 different foundations who are all interested in bringing Hatom to their chain. So like sharing like some alphas here, actually, like one of them really stood out. They've shown like massive interest in our team and what we've built. We are already like in advanced discussions with them, and during like ETC, we spent several days together discussing like possible initiatives, and they want to support like the protocol, like our protocol Hatom at launch, with liquidity to help bootstrap the ecosystem with incentives, and they are ready to both invest in Hatom and provide a grant to support our expansion. And I think that this says a lot about the trust they have in us and how much value they see in bringing Hatom into their ecosystem. So the protocol on this new chain will still be powered by the exact same HCM token, and the total supply like won't change. That means that there will be like fresh demand, new users, new use cases without messing with the tokenomics or diluting the supply. And it's a real opportunity, you see, like to grow Hatom into something
So
even bigger, more
it's a,
global.
it
You
is
see,
an
like,
EVM. It is an EVM chain.
so let's say that multiple months ago, like at the beginning of the year, we already like started migrating our smart contract into EVM. We were in touch with a couple of foundations on like who whose chains like are EVM compatible. But at the end, let's say that the foundation with whom we are in advanced discussion is not like an EVM chain actually.
Okay.
So it's a new L1. And we
Okay.
already like started the technical discovery of the chain and mapping the migration along with the logic changes in the protocol to adapt to their tech. And as soon as things are finalized, we'll be able to share like more details about the foundation and clear like timelines about the upcoming mainnet launch.
You
But
know, it's
this is something that like we
you
want to
know,
have
it's
finalized toward, I would say, like the end of the year.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's a risky announce that you're doing now because
Yeah.
you know the MultiversX community, and I think it's not just MultiversX. I think in Web3, when you tease something, you will you will have people that will tell you when, sir, when.
Yeah.
But if you decide to announce this now, I think this is because the discussions, as you said, are well advanced. I hope so. But anyway, okay. So if I summarize, we will be able to find, or we have some hypothesis in the comment. Do you want to answer? Can you see the comment, Ahmed?
Can you hear me?
Yes. So can you see the comment? Do you want to answer this hypothesis?
Well, I would say that it's not SUI, actually.
Okay, so
So,
guys in the chat, send all the blockchains you want.
but for us, what we wanted to do, like we already gave a couple of updates before, stating that we're like in discussion with a couple of foundations that things were going well in our present like AMA. But yeah, we wanted to share something like a couple of updates, like transparently, and we only want to announce. You see, like clear timelines, roadmap, like informing about the name and so on. Once everything like is finalized, and
No, I totally
yeah,
understand, but you know, it's my role to try to get more. But your role is to answer the way you want. No, anyway, I was just saying, yeah, it's a risky thing to announce, but thank you for taking the time to announce this, even if the announce is not complete, of course. But anyway, so if I think about it, so we will find on the same DApp, like a MultiversX access and X, so another blockchain access, but it will be the same DApp, it will be the
yeah.
same features, it will be the same tokens, everything will be the same, but users of another chain will be able to access all of it. Yes.
Exactly, yes. Like you describe it like very perfectly. So it should be like a toggle that will allow you to switch between chains to be able to interact like with the Hatom app on each like respective chains, basically.
Okay. My second question about this cross-chain ambition is about the positioning. So you have some competitors in this regard. So Morpho, Aave, and such like big billionaires protocol who provide such services to foundation and ecosystems and so on. And you decide to go in this competition. It's very good, but how can you compete with this like very oldest, they're oldest, but also way bigger protocol as HTM and an Atom protocol?
So for us, let's say that there are like two options. We can either like go the route of attacking, you see, like a big established ecosystem where the TVL is quite big, and we will be able to take like quite like important portion of the market, important enough to allow us to grow actually and increase like our revenue. Or we can also like follow the route or trying to become the first uh, the first comers in that chain to really like implement Hatom as a brand and as the main lending protocol or suite of DeFi product there. So yeah, I would say that both approaches are very like interesting. Yeah, like we'll be
Well,
able to share
you will,
more
you will
hopefully like in the upcoming.
so you will target DeFi emergent ecosystem to be the first to provide such services, and so if the ecosystem grow, you will grow with it.
Exactly, yeah, that could be like an option actually.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Anything to add about the cross chain ambition? So you said before the end of the year for the integration, but maybe some weeks before the announcement. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would say that like I won't say like weeks for the announcement. We don't have like a precise timeline, even though like we're in pretty like advanced discussion like phases. But in terms of the integration, I would say that this is like what we are like trying to aim for. Like we already started the technical discovery of the chain. We mapped the migration along with the logic changes in the protocol to adapt to this new L1. And as soon as things are finalized, we'll be able to share basically like more details about like everything and a clearer timeline. And hopefully, well, by the end of the year, we would be like close, if not like deployed on their mainnet. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's now start the tough questions. So for month, Mihai, the founder of XNoXNO, an NFT marketplace on MultiversX, and now a DeFi player in the ecosystem, has been attacking Hatom publicly on X. So many say this is an acquisition strategy. to attack in order to exist, amplified by all of his friends and followers and so on. So, how do you personally experience this constant pressure on social media?
Well, what I can say is that we were not like the first ones to face like this type of flood, and for sure, like we won't be the last. What we've seen is that the attacks kept moving from one topic to another, and each time we gave a clear explanation, something new was invented and presented just to keep the noise alive. Like for us, our strategy has never been about like attacking or harming others to make our product succeed. On the contrary, our focus is and always has been to build like strong products and create like value for the ecosystem. Like I wish them the best now that their protocol is live on mainnet. They're discovering like firsthand what it really takes to manage and grow live protocols. Like it's a lot of responsibility, and yeah, like at the end of the day, our energy is better spent building, innovating, and supporting the community rather than engaging in endless back and forth.
Yeah, it must be difficult sometimes not to answer to this attack, criticism, pressure. Sometimes you need to be. I think you should be torn. Even in the team, maybe some of the team wants to answer, and others says, "Okay, keep quiet. Don't make the stress and effect." I think must be difficult to handle. No.
Well, not really, to be honest with you. And I would say that internally, like we're pretty much all aligned in terms of how we need to deal with that. Because like sometimes there is like literally uh, no benefits or no logic. You see, like in terms of answering to certain posts because they are like getting repeated, and the purpose of them is just like to get an answer. You see, like from us, even though like we already like tackled those subjects and give like a clear explanations about them.
The last question about this
Yeah.
FUD strategy, is there anything personal behind these attacks between Mihai and you, for example? Or do you think it's just a way of trying to capture part of your user base and liquidity?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, like I'm not like personally, you see, like in the mind of those peoples. But what I know is that this wasn't, you see, like the first time, and this won't be the last for sure. That they are like following this behavior. Actually, like Hatom was not the only project who suffered from those kind of approaches.
Okay, thank you. Let's speak about the HTM token. So we received many questions from the community about this, and I think you too on your socials. So there are two main questions that I saw. Maybe let's first talk about the chart. Okay, the general chart of the HTM token. Um, so some said it's ATL. I don't know. To be honest, I am not a trader, but let's share the. Oh, great! You can find the academy on CoinMarketCap. It's very cool. So this is the chart, and yes, the chart is not very good, of course. And even if when you got the pair with the eagle, it's not even better. So two questions. What do you answer to people who wants a stronger token, and how can you explain this chart?
Well, for us, what I can share you see like about the subject is that the market is tough right now. You see, like most like altcoins, including like MultiversX, are facing you see like the same challenges, and that affect us in multiple ways. You see, like it means lower revenue because of the eagle price, less liquidity in our liquidity pools, and selling pressure from some private investors after the recent unlocks is also affecting the current chart. So the good news is that we are almost at the end of that cycle. There's only one last unlock left from like the private sell investors, And on our side, the team hasn't been like selling except to cover development costs, which we've always been transparent about. And at the same time, again, like we are adapting. So we cut expenses, we optimized operations cost, and also like improving and optimizing all our backend infrastructure. And at the same time, like we're doubling down on what drives real growth. So expanding Hatom across chains and working on multiple initiatives to grow our TVL. So for us, we see this as the most direct like lever for growth, like for the token too, because every new chain means like more TVL, which means like more revenue, more users, and more demand for HCM. And I believe that that's the clearest growth lever we have, and it is like really where our energy is focused like at the moment.
So you say the team did not sell just for development and so on. So who is selling first? And second, we saw that you spend a lot of money in audit, in security, in development, in I don't like technical providers, developers, everything that is required to build such a protocol. But is it enough to explain this chart? And it's an open question. I mean, I'm not an expert in on-chain analysis and so on, and most of the audience is not expert in this, so they just trust people who shows like charts and so on. So that's why I want to take the time to explain and to try to understand, is it enough to explain, to justify such like a fall?
So for us, like in terms of expenses, what we have is the technical team expenses, the BD part expenses, designer too, and maintaining our infrastructure. So this is what represent basically like our monthly like burn rate. So right now, like the main reason behind I would say like this price action is the fact that the ecosystem is going like through a rough time in terms of liquidity, in terms of volume too. Like we're not the only ecosystem like going through it, but it is affecting us, you see, like on many level. And before, let's say that like the cost of development like were never felt, you see, like by the chart, like on volumes and so on, because like volumes were way higher in the ecosystem like as a whole. But when we are like going through those phases, well, it is like automatically felt. What we are able to do on our side is to try to decrease and cut costs and to try to grow our revenue, the demand for the protocol and so on. But yeah, you see like less volumes on the ecosystem and less liquidity doesn't mean you see like lower prices for the development on us. So yeah, like right now we are trying to tackle this part or the current situation, yeah, to try to go through it basically.
Personally, and for the team, the core team members, how do you deal with this chart and with the criticisms associated? I mean, I'm not in your Telegram. I'm not on your socials and so on. So, but I guess that you receive many messages, many complaints about the price of the token and so on. So, how do you feel? How do you deal with this?
Yeah.
And how do you plan to keep the community engaged despite these heavy realized or unrealized losses for those who like invested in the token?
Well, for us, like we understand, you see, like the frustration that they are going through, and what we can do is try to reassure them. Well, through the initiatives that we are like working on, and to work on what we can like really control right now and during like those market conditions, and which are like initiatives like for growth and for expansions. And this is, I believe, like our main focus and the direct impact that we could have through our products. So what I mean by that is our goal is to maximize as much as possible like our revenue, to try to increase our buybacks too, and yeah, to try to protect like the short as it is like today.
Okay. Um, So you said previously that there will be one last token release, um,
Exactly. Yeah.
depending on the tokenomics, and after it will be there won't be more release, so it will just be the circulating supply.
Well, no more releases. You see, like from private sale investors.
Mm.
So if I would say like private sale investors like exit all their positions, like the foundation will be left, you see, like alone, along with the other holders, and we won't have, you see, like any unlock that could cause some disrupting, you see, like selling pressure all along the road. Because like right now, and like during this period, we had like multiple investors who were literally like trying to either like exit the chain or in need of cash. So for them, like no matter like the price, they were like pretty much ready to sell the tokens just to cover what they are looking for, basically.
Okay. Last question about the token seller part is this post. Many in the community shared it and wanted you to comment. So this chart is from a Solver, a well-known content creator, maybe on-chain analyst. I don't know exactly what is his skills, and I don't claim the accuracy of this graphic because I haven't made it and I am not an expert on it. But what we can see
Yeah.
in this is that HTM is selling from many wallets. So the question is, why not moving the HTM token directly? Why do you need all those addresses? And it's I think it's through Gate.io exchange, as far as I understood in this post. So I think you saw this chart. So what do you answer to this one?
Well, for us, like it's very simple. You see, like most of these activities users see on chain are performed by bots. So on our side, and for security reasons, we always rotate and use like multiple wallets. Like that's just standard practice like in the industry to reduce risk. Like if one private key is ever like compromised, you don't want the whole treasury to be at risk or a big portion of the funds. And regarding like transfers to exchanges, there is like really nothing to hide. Like all of our treasury sits transparently in foundation wallets that are like public and known. And some exchanges require us to maintain a minimum like token balance and to perform regular transfers in order to keep listings active. Like that's why you see movements from the foundation wallet to exchanges. Like if our intentions was to hide anything, we wouldn't keep our treasury on chain where everyone like can track it. We could have like just moved it off chain. We didn't do that actually.
Okay. Thank you, Ahmed, for these answers. We have a question in the chat. It's interesting, guys from the audience. If you have any question, ask them in the chat during the live, because when we close the show, it will be too late. I would like to ask a question, if possible. A couple of months ago, you asked Ahmed if he had confidence in the MVX ecosystem, and is it still the case today, knowing all the problems MVX has? It's true. I asked you when you came on the show a few weeks ago. So let's ask you again. What do you think about the MultiversX strategy, Supernova? Soon, ZK, we'll speak about it later, and the USA strategy, and so on. So do you still trust the MultiversX ecosystem? I'll let you answer.
Well, yeah, like to be honest with you, we for sure, you see, like trust them, and we had like some very like constructive and positive like discussions with the MultiversX team, with the leaders too, and like we're optimistic about what's coming. So like they're working on some strong initiatives, and we trust their roadmap. Like since day one, we've been back in this ecosystem and supported it with different products, and we still aim to continue, you see, like on that route, even though like we expand to other chains, like our home still remains on MultiversX, actually.
Okay. Thank you, MBM, for your question, and Ahmed for your answer. The last topic I would like to talk to you about is the debate: open source, closed source, audit, no audit. You are attacked by some from the community, always the same, about the closed source choice that you made for the protocol.
Yeah,
So critics themselves have run closed source projects for years without issue. Let's
yeah,
maybe remind that the XNO marketplace was closed source for years. And it was not a problem at that time,
yeah,
but anyway, now it's the problem. So anyway, in contrast to XNO and Mihai, because the critics are from them, you've chosen to multiply external audits while they decided to just self audit. um, First question: why don't you open source Hatom protocol? Okay, straightforward question.
yeah. Well, like a straightforward answer, actually. Like we've never been against, you see, like open source, and this is like a really wrong idea that some users had in mind. Like from the very beginning, our plan was always to move in that direction, like in the open source direction. But when you are like managing hundreds of millions of dollars in TVL for the ecosystem, you have like, a huge responsibility. So we chose to start with a closed source model to make sure the protocol was mature and secure before opening it up. And at the same time, we followed like best practices by going through numerous audits with some of the most like reputable security firms in the industry, including like ransomware verification, ABDK Consulting, Hacken, Halborn, PeckShield, Certic, and Arda. And I can assure you, technical team can assure you that they did like an amazing job in their audit process, because we got like the report, got like the issues that they shared with us, that they found, and yeah, like the work that they did. In addition to that, like the MultiversX team also had access to our code, and Arda even performs what we call like reproducible builds to confirm on chain that the audited version is exactly what's deployed on mainnet, even though the repo itself is closed source. And now, like we've reached the logical step. So other teams are starting to build similar products, and our protocol has matured, and we are preparing to open source the code, which is part again of the natural evolution of the project.
Okay. The second question is what is the best way to balance transparency,
Yeah,
security,
yeah.
and the community reassurance in DeFi?
Well, I would say like speaking for myself and what I believe is like security is primordial, actually. So if we can't make sure that the protocol is as secure as it can be, I wouldn't be able to personally like sleep at night. So for me, like security is the most important aspect. Yeah, of course. Afterward, like we need to go toward, you see, like the open source aspect, and this is like like what we are working on our side too. But it should like never be at the cost of the security part, because if something happens to Hatom and to the liquidity that we are like holding, the MultiversX ecosystem like will be hit really hard. And yeah, this is not something that we want to happen.
So just for non-technical people like me understand, you think that open source can lead to attacks?
Well, I would say that it facilitates, you see, like attacks, and especially when it is not an audited like protocol. That's why like we started by the audits themselves, monitoring and making sure that our protocol is mature during the past years, that it was working like pretty fine. and then moving on to the last step, which will be like open sourcing the protocol.
Okay. Another question from the chat. A while ago, I asked Ahmed about the Acceler integration. It's recurrent Acceler, and he said that it was almost ready. But a lot of time has passed since then. I'd like to ask if there is specific reason why it's taking so long. Many other networks come later and manage to complete this collaboration much faster, and they are already alive. Okay. Do you have any news about the Acceler integration or layer 01? Because both are working in terms of interoperability.
Well, what I can say in regards to that, like I'm not the best person, you see, like to announce those kind of things. Like I'm not in the position to make like announcements. What I can share on our side is that we are sure that a lot of progress has been made there. You see, like because we were in direct contact, like not only with the MultiversX team, but also like with the Axelar team. I would also like suggest to users to try, like sometimes you see like some things are not dependent, you see, like on just one entity, but on the collaboration, you see, like between two entities, and that's why like there are like some delays. But yeah, I would say that from what I know, like things are like really imminent, and it could be like announced like from one day to the other. But a lot of progress has already been there, has already like been made, and this is what I'm really sure about, because this is what has been confirmed by both entities like MultiversX and Axelar on the other side too.
Okay. Last question. You said a few minutes before that if Hatom was attacked, it could hurt massively the MultiversX ecosystem. So my question is, how is it to be that strategic on an ecosystem? I mean, I hear there and here and there, many people says that, okay, if I leave Hatom, I leave MultiversX. Hatom is the last thing that holds me on MultiversX ecosystem. So how is it in as a CEO of Hatom to be that strategic on an ecosystem? Do you feel it, this responsibility? Is it difficult sometimes? So yeah.
Well, I say that like the whole team feels this responsibility. I won't describe it as difficult, but as a heavy task that we need to take care of. Yeah, like for us, like at the same time, like we are happy to take care of this task and to support, you see, like the MultiversX, to support the MultiversX ecosystem by bringing, you see, like those products, those utilities, and yeah, to help like pushing it forward since we started, you see, like developing on MultiversX.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed. We don't have any more question in the chat. I don't have neither. I asked you everything. So thank you very much for taking the time to come on GM Web3 live to answer all of the questions. I don't know if you convinced those who wanted to be, but at least you took the time to answer all of the question. Well, did you take some vacations?
Well, I would say try to take like some semi days off, like about like 3 days actually, but I still had multiple calls like scheduled. I always had like the phone in my hands, and yeah, this is what it is to have like this kind of responsibility. So
Okay, so good luck for your responsibilities, and all the best for the next steps, and can't wait to be this new blockchain to be revealed, and I hope you'll come on GM Web3 to come and talk about it.
of course will do. And yeah, thank you very much for having me, and wishing you all a very good day. And in case anyone has any question or wants like any more clarifications, we are always yeah, like available on our Telegram, or he can like even DM me personally.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you liked this AMA. It was straightforward. It was short. I tried to take all the questions that I had in the comment on X and even on private messages. I hope it helped you. Duru, any news about Saul? You come just after the guest left. So bad. I'm sure if you send a message on X or in private message or in the Telegram, the Hatom team or the Soul team will answer you. Sorry, but you're just 1 minute left, bro. Anyway, guys, it was a pleasure. Have a very good day. See you next Wednesday for a new GM Web3 dedicated to MultiversX. In the meantime, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And yeah, see you later. Bye.